Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Necronomicon, Book of the Dead. Necronomicon, Book of the Dead, or simply Necronomicon, is a 1993 horror anthology film. Interestingly, it's the only horror anthology film on Fangoria's list of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. The good thing is, even though it's the only anthology on the list, it's a great one. Unfortunately, it is still lost on VHS in the US. That makes it, in my opinion, one of the more obscure movies in this challenge. Necronomicon features 4 segments, including the wraparound and 3 others. The anthology is based on the work of H.P. Lovecraft. As a matter of fact, I consider Necronomicon the ultimate Lovecraft film. The wraparound story opens with H.P. Lovecraft himself arriving at a library. Lovecraft is played by Jeffrey Combs, and I can't imagine anyone else taking on that role. He's been in so many Lovecraft adaptations, so it's only fitting that he actually played the man himself. I also happen to be a huge fan of Jeffrey Combs, so I definitely think it was the right choice. He has come to this library because he believes he has tracked down the Necronomicon. He plans to read from it to use it as inspiration for his works. As he reads through the Book of the Dead, we witness the stories unfold within the individual segments of the anthology. Now, I won't say too much about each of them, since they're fairly short segments, and I'd end up spoiling everything. Instead, I will just give a very brief synopsis of each. The first is called The Drowned. A wealthy man named Bruce Payne inherits an old seaside hotel. Unfortunately for Bruce, along with its sordid history, the hotel is also home to something else. The next segment is called The Cold. This one follows the story of a young runaway woman named Bess, who rents a room in an old apartment building. A reclusive scientist, played by David Warner, has also taken shelter there. This Lovecraft tale revolves around immortality and the risks that come along with it. The third and final segment, not including the wraparound, is the most gruesome of all, and it's titled Whispers. This segment was directed by Brian Yuzna, and it's clearly a Yuzna film. If you've seen any of his other work, then you definitely know what to expect with this one. A female cop and her partner are on the hunt for a killer known as the Butcher. But what they stumble upon is something far more horrifying. The visuals in this segment are immaculate. It's gory and gross, so disgusting, and I love it. In fact, Whispers is probably my favorite segment in the film. The movie then, of course, wraps up with the wraparound, which itself becomes extra gruesome. Necronomicon is, again, one of those movies that perfectly represents this Fangoria challenge. It, in my mind, is undoubtedly one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. I can guarantee that Jason agrees as well. This was a first-time watch for him, and he loved it. But I'll let him tell you about it in his review. It's not only surprising that Necronomicon does not have a DVD or Blu-ray release in the US, but it's a travesty. As far as horror anthologies go, this one is top-notch, and as I already said, I consider it the ultimate Lovecraft film. There isn't a weak segment in the entire movie. It has great atmosphere, a great setting, awesome performances, gratuitous nudity, and plenty of gore. This VHS is one I cherish in my collection because I absolutely love Necronomicon. For my relatable recommendation this time, I could have gone with something else Lovecraft related. But instead, I decided to go with another obscure horror anthology lost on VHS, Grim Prairie Tales. This is another one I'm surprised has not received a US DVD or Blu-ray release. It stars James Earl Jones and Brad Dourif. It's really good, too. I may not enjoy it as much as Necronomicon, but it still deserves to be seen. With Necronomicon being the only horror anthology film on this Fangoria list, I thought Grim Prairie Tales would be a great recommendation. Have you seen Necronomicon, Book of the Dead? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. What will we watch and review next for the Fangoria Challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.